Friends, today I'm coming on with a collective haul, a couple things from Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, two things from Five Below, and a couple items from Target. I think that's everything. Let's start with Dollar Tree. So I went in to restock my stash of thread. So I got this fun mix with the yellow, the pink, and the blue, and then just some plain pink, because I had basically run out of most of my colored shred and was down to like just green and white. Then in the school supplies, I found a bunch of new stuff. So I found these new journaling pens. So they're actually glitter highlighters, soft tip by Journaling Ink. You get two highlighters. This one is pink and green, and this one is blue and purple. They have a chisel tip, and they're supposed to be glittered. So we're going to try these out in a second. And then I found these fun paper clips. So we have the gummy bears. And then these were super fun with the bows and the strawberry and the cherries. And you get 4 pieces of those. And all the school supply stuff was $1.25. And then they had these by Ink, scented gel pen and a highlighter. And the highlighter has a chisel and a fine point. They had, I think, 3 different colors maybe, but I just got the purple because I never know how these are going to do. So I kind of wanted to just start off with just one color and see how it did. And then the last thing in school supplies was this Lego pad. They had, I think, 3 or 4 different types, but this one had the to-do. I don't really do the date, but I guess if there's something that I need to make sure it's done by that date, I could put it. And then there's these at the bottom. We're going to test our pens out on this, but first, the last thing I got was I grabbed some of these Crafter Square glue sticks to try these in my glue gun. So let's open this up and try out the new pens. And this one had like this purple pattern with the blue, white, and pink. And it's got urgent and non-urgent. And they're just like printer paper weight. So let's try out the new pens. Let's start with the pen and highlighter combo. And the pen does have a little protective tip there. So it writes purple. I like the color of the pen. Let's do a smear test. Actually, that's pretty good. Yeah, no smearing there. So I like how it writes. It writes nice and smooth. It's got a nice end here. I love pens like this with this wider grip and a cushion grip. It makes it so much easier for me to be able to write. And then the highlighter is supposed to smell, I guess, like grape. And it does smell like grape, but like a chemical grape. So here is the chisel tip. The tip is very soft. So it's not a tough tip. As you can see, it moves. So it's very soft. And then this is the fine tip. Very fine tip, which you could use to write. Or I guess if you wanted to like cross something out when you're working with like a to-do list, like if you have here wash clothes, you could use this in to X this or mark this out. So yeah, the pen is a little darker than the highlighter, but they're a little bit different shades of purple, but Super cool. I really, really like the pen. Now let's try these glitter highlighters next. All right, so here are the glitter highlighters. So this one is green. It has that chisel tip, and it is very glittery. Let's see, can we write with it? A little bit. It's very wet, so it does smear on your finger. So if you're using it in your planner, you're going to want to let it dry. And here is the blue. Pink. It has a little bit more of a sturdier tip than the other highlighter. And here is the purple. And here's the purple compared to this purple. I'm hoping you can see. Let's see. There you go. You can kind of see that sparkle and shine and glitter there. So let me grab my favorite pen here, which is the Uniball Zinto. And let me see how these highlighters do with my pen. So let's try this one first. This one is the purple scented, and that did really well. Let's try the purple glittered. Some highlighters will smear your pen, but these seem to be doing a good job. Okay, let's try it with the pink, and let's write and highlight right away. A little bit of a smear there, but if you give it a second to dry, it did not bleed. So overall, I'm actually really impressed with these highlighters. I think there was one more color, so I think I might go pick up the other color, and then I think I might go pick up the other two colors of this, specifically for the pen. I really like the pen more than I like this highlighter. So let's tear this off. So this does bleed through when I was showing you the tip. If you hold the highlighter down on like a piece of computer paper, it does bleed through, and there is ghosting. This should be fine on Happy Planner paper. Let me see. I don't have an actual planner page to try this out on, but we could try this out on here. So we'll try it out on the white part. We'll do that one. Let's do a darker one. Let's do the blue. And then let's do this one. And let's do the pen. And If you hold it up to the light, of course you can see it, but otherwise, just, I mean, ever so slight of a ghosting on this purple one, but the glitter ones are perfectly fine. All right, I'm going to set this aside and we'll do 5 and below next. So, I have been looking for this Coquette sticker book at 5 and below for a couple of months. So I was so excited that I was able to find it this trip. You get 250 plus frilly, flirty, and feminine stickers to show off your aesthetic. So we'll do a little flip through here. We have some letters with the bows. And it looks like that you just get one of each letter. So if you're wanting to like write my name, I would have to get multiple of these books, which kind of sucks because that's fun lettering. And so you have a lot of different animals, realistic looking, cartoon looking. Here's some food, some florals. This one's got like home decor type things. Makeup. Fashion. Lots of different fashion. This one's got fun. Oh, I love the boots there. And this one has a mix of stuff. There's a little introduction. So, what I don't like about these is how wide the white border is around some of them. And, for instance, like, it's not perfectly centered on that scrunchie. So I think what I would do is probably cut the border down just a little bit more on these. But I also love the bow paper on here. And I could see after I use this, using this paper as well, like in my journal or whatnot, because the bow paper is really fun. And the other thing I got 5 and below are these Rainbow Bright stickers. I have not seen any Rainbow Bright stickers anywhere, but you get 4 sheets. And they have this like hollow overlay. So, sorry for that glare, but I'm excited to try these in a planner spread. What I liked about these stickers is that set had the hollow, but then these are just glossy. So they didn't have the hollow. So you can see the difference. I mean, I really like the hollow. I think that's super fun. But in my planner, I don't really like to use something high gloss or like have the hollow on it just because it gives such a glare. But I'm excited to have those in my stash now. All right, let's do Hobby Lobby next. So I'll start with the paper. Paper Studios was 40% off this week. And I went over just looking at what they had since I'm starting Christmas in July. And I wanted one that had like trees on it because I didn't have anything that had like Christmas trees or like evergreen trees. But I did see this one with the wreath with the pink bow that I thought was really cute. I didn't realize they had pin marks on it, but I can always cover that up. And then I got this one with the trees. That was really fun. And then I got some back to school ones. So I got the notebook paper. This really fun one with the alphabets. And then this one was really cool with the scissors and ruler and like school supplies. Fourth of July was 75% off. So I got one of these buntings for my front porch. And think this was like $3.75. I grabbed some more tape runners for my glue runner, some red and green sequins because I was getting low on those. Then I grabbed this wax seal with the bow. So I had one with a bow that came in a Christmas collection. And I was making wax seals the other day, and while I was doing something else too, so there was multiple things going on, and I had set the bow wax seal off to the side beside me, and my hot glue gun was on, and my hot glue gun got on the tip of this. So let's take it out here. So my hot glue gun got on the metal, and it like adhered itself to that wax seal stamp. So it like adhered itself here, and I could not get that glue off. And what's really weird is that I have used my hot glue gun as for my wax seals before and never had a problem. So I'm not sure if it was the type of stamp it was or whatnot, but I think this one is way prettier than the other one I had anyway. So I'm excited to have that. I grabbed some of these little mini flowers in white. And then also picked up some of the Shore Bonder mini size glue sticks. So I'm going to kind of compare with the Crafter Square and see if one or the other one will give me less glue string. So we're going to see how that works out. Then in the bead section, I grabbed some red beads because I'm going to be doing some beaded ornaments, and I wanted some of these red beads. In the fabric section, they had these fat quarters, and I really like this one with the little wood circles like ornaments, so I picked that one up. And then they had some buttons clearance. This one had roses, and this one is a clasp, so I think I'm gonna have fun using that somehow. And I also found these two that kind of reminded me of a snowflake, and they're really pretty and sparkly, but they kind of reminded me of a snowflake. So I think I'm going to use these with Christmas and July crafting. In the bridal section, I went looking for like a pick that had like beads or some sort of sparkle that wasn't glitter for a Christmas project, and they had this pick that originally was $2.99, now was down to $1.79, and they just have a little bead on them. And I'm not going to use the whole thing, but it's going to be like maybe like a section like that in my project. So I'm going to try that and see how that works out. Lastly was fall, and they already had a bunch of fall out, and it was already 40% off. So I picked up this cute little owl and this adorable little fox. And I did not realize my owl was a little damaged here, but that's okay. I can always cover this up with a flower or something. These were adorable, and they were $2.49. And then they had some fun different stickers this year. So I picked up these. And these are now by Creative Life. And they were $2.99. They even say fall 2026. And this had like a copper foiling. But I love the animals. It's fall, y'all. So I'm going to use this in a planner layout come fall. And then I also picked up the leaves because I like doing a fun one with like the leaves going across the page. And I never have enough of leaves to do that, so I picked that up. All right, so that is everything from Hobby Lobby. Let me clean up my desk here and I'll share with you the couple things I got from Target. Okay, so the last thing I have to show you is my small haul from Target. It's just a few things. They had started to put out some Halloween in the bullseye section, and they had these fun magnets for $1. This one says Bookshop, Spell Books, and Troubled Tales. And I like the gold foiling on there. And then they had this cute one with the frog with the witch hat, the spider web, and the flowers. Also in the bullseye section, there were these fun compressed sponges. So they're flat, and then after soaking, they turn into a sponge. And when the product is dehydrated, it becomes dry and hard. After absorbing water, it will expand rapidly and become a soft and elastic. So 100% plant-based material. This is the dishes can weigh, and I just kind of thought this was cool. This was the first time seeing like these compressed sponges at Target. And then I also found these library cards. They're bookmarks. You get 6 of them. These were $1, and I love the pink. And so you could write your, here in the date. You could always write the date that you finished the book, the title, and your rating. Or you could put like the month, so July, the book, and the rating, however you would want to do that. And you do get 6 of these. Or another thing is, you like tracking your reading, you could use these for every book you read. And then say you start something July 1st, you put the title, and you could rate the chapters. Like, instead of putting the title here, you could put chapters, 1 through 5. And then somewhere up here, you could put the book title here. And then for each chapter or chapters you read, you could rate them. So many fun ways to use these. So I did get 2 of these. And then I needed, to grab some colored pencils for a gift. So I just got the regular Crayola 24 count colored pencils. So that is my Target haul. So that is all of my fun goodies this time around. So thanks guys for stopping by and checking out my collective haul. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.